Hi, welcome. I'm so glad that you're able to join us. If this is your first time on this channel, thank you so much and welcome. My name is Rita Khamis. I'm a public health professional. I'm a teacher, an author, a motivational speaker, and I'm a certified life coach. My passion is in helping girls and young women achieve empowerment, become the best version of themselves, and just live awesome lives. So that's my passion. I love working with girls and young women. And so today I'm sharing this video with you. It's about wellness and empowerment, all things women and girls empowerment. So why am I talking about wellness? Well, they're connected. What is wellness? So wellness is the absence of negative emotions. It's the presence of positive emotions, being able to handle life positively, feeling fulfilled about life, and achieving your highest potential, being satisfied with the life that you're living. So that's wellness. It's a subjective definition because wellness really depends on the individual. No one can tell you that you have achieved wellness or that you need to achieve wellness. It's really depending on you and how you view your own life. And what is empowerment? Empowerment is really the ability to obtain or to access or to achieve a certain thing or state or situation that you want to achieve, and that is empowerment. And so the two are connected because empowerment is the ability to give yourself access to or to attain a certain thing or situation or state, and wellness is about the absence of negative emotions, the presence of positive emotions, being satisfied with your life and feeling fulfilled about your life. So empowerment and wellness is really about giving yourself the life that you want to have, and or having access to giving yourself that life, or being able to give yourself that life that you want. And so how I do this is through the use of a wellness wheel. So what is a wellness wheel? I'm sure you've seen wellness wheels out there. There's many different versions of wellness wheels. No one version is better than the other. It just depends on you, how you use it, what it tells you. Is it relevant for you at that time? And so there's different ones out there. The one that I personally use and I really like is this one. It has 6 dimensions. There's some that have 7, 8, 10, 20, so many different numbers of dimensions. It doesn't matter as long as they're relevant for you and you can use them, that's okay. The one that I like is this one. It has 6 dimensions. So it has the emotional, spiritual, occupational, intellectual, social, and physical. And so for me, this is relevant. I drew this one. This is me in the center because all these dimensions revolve around me. So as an individual, all these dimensions revolve around a certain individual. So there's no individual that doesn't have dimensions about them. We are multi-dimensional beings. And so that is why there's a wellness wheel for us to use to tell us something about how we're doing in each of the dimensions. Because if a certain dimension is not receiving any attention, it will let us know. It will speak to our soul and we'll somehow feel unfulfilled in a certain area. That's how it tells us that this particular dimension needs our attention, and then we do something about it and we feel fulfilled, and then we feel satisfied with our lives at that point. So that is why I use a wellness wheel for myself. How I use it on a weekly basis. On Sunday I'll sit down after meditation and reflect upon the week, see how it went, use the wellness wheel to assess the different areas to see if all these areas of my soul got nourished or got fed, and if there's some areas that I didn't get to feed or nourish, why is that? And then I focus on how I could do that. So that way I'm looking at my life from a holistic point of view so that I can achieve that balance. And so I also use it once a year on my birthday, where when I have a quiet time in the evening, I'll just sit back and reflect on the year, look at the different dimensions, what happened, what major things happened for me in the different areas, the different dimensions, and then set my goals based on what areas or what dimensions I want to focus on for the year. So it's a very systematic approach. So I use the wellness wheel like a sort of a compass. So it tells me where I'm at, and it also tells me where I'm heading to in terms of what areas I'm not feeding and that I need to pay attention to. And so I use it as a guiding tool to sort of tell me, okay, you've come from here, you've been focusing on this dimension or that, and now you need to go here. You need to focus on these other dimensions, and I'll tell you how I do that. And so for this wellness wheel, I look at the different dimensions one by one. So for example, the spiritual. So for the spiritual, I'm a Christian, so I look at how my life is as a Christian woman. Am I practicing my faith the way that I want to practice it? Going to church, or reading my Bible, applying Christian values, living my life as a Christian woman. Am I living it the way I want it to? What is my ideal, and am I doing it? And so that helps me to self-reflect. I also like to do yoga and meditation, so I meditate early in the morning, and I also do yoga for about 20 minutes in the morning. So feeding that part of my soul, and that's how I achieve my sort of spiritual health in that way. So I incorporate it to my daily routine every morning so that that area of my life is fed. And then the next one is emotional, and that is about the ability to express your emotions freely. Am I able to express my emotions freely? I look at maybe things that I wanted to say or emotions that I wanted to express, and was I able to do that? And if not, why did that happen? And then I reflect and look at what are other ways I could have expressed my emotions that could have helped for me to just get those emotions out or those feelings out, because when I do that, I'm nourishing this part of my life. And so that is how I use it to assess for emotional health. Am I able to cope with stress, or am I able to cope with obstacles? Am I feeling overwhelmed by work or demands, and how am I handling those? If it's too overwhelming, am I communicating to people that, hey, I'm overwhelmed, I need help? So that's about emotional health, and finding healthy ways to express your emotions or feelings, no matter what the situation is, right? And so the next one is physical health, and it's about the physical health. Am I feeling that I'm in good physical health? Am I going for my physicals? Am I taking my multivitamins? Am I exercising regularly? Am I eating well? So those are all things to do with the physical health. It's also about preventing illnesses that are preventable. So for instance, in this time of COVID pandemic, when I go out, do I have my mask on, or am I practicing physical distancing to prevent a COVID infection? And so those are ways of taking care of your physical health, right? And so when I do those things, I'm thinking about my physical dimension and how am I taking care of myself in terms of my physical health. And then the next dimension is social. So this is about your relationship with others. So do you have friends? Do you have colleagues that are helpful? Do you feel supported by others? And so for me, I reflect back and I look at my relationship with my friends, my relationship with my family. How do I feel about those relationships? It's about self-image, it's about self-reputation, it's about feeling seen, it's about feeling heard, it's about feeling like you're included. So all those have to do with the social dimension. So especially now during this COVID pandemic and with the lockdown and restrictions being put into place, how am I feeding this part of my well-being? Even if I can't see my friends or family as often as I want to, do I get an opportunity to still interact with them and feel like this dimension is getting the attention that it needs to get? And so I reflect on that, and if I feel like I have a need here, I need to pay attention to it, then maybe that's my cue to get in touch with a couple of friends through FaceTime or a video call, and to get that part nourished. And then the next one is intellectual. So this is about mental stimulation. It's about feeding the mind. Am I feeding my mind? Especially during quarantine or self-isolation, how am I achieving this? How am I feeding my mind? So it's about participating in activities that help your mind or your brain to become stimulated. And so if I'm not getting that at work, am I participating in hobbies that allow me to get mentally stimulated, right? So it's about looking at how to get my mind stimulated, what sort of conversations get my mind stimulated, and am I participating in those? Or what sort of activities get my mind stimulated? Am I participating in those? I love to do puzzles, so that's my way of getting my mind stimulated. So I have lots of puzzles, the 1,000-piece puzzles that I like to do. I like crosswords, and I recently started doing the Sudoku, just to feed that part of my life. So there are different ways to get that mental stimulation, to fill up your intellectual dimension. The last one is occupational. So this is about work. It's about feeling like you're contributing to society and getting compensated for your contribution. So it's about work. It's about finding your life purpose. It's about finding your calling or your vocation for the work that you're currently doing. Do you feel that that is what you were born to do? And if not, do you know what you were born to do? Do you know your life purpose? And how are you going to find that out? Are you working on finding that out? Or it doesn't matter, as long as you're working, you're getting paid, you're able to take care of your financial needs, that's okay. So it's different for different people, but this dimension has to do with work, and it has to do with the compensation you receive or the value you receive back in return for that. For some people, it's just the satisfaction of a job well done. For others, it's financial compensation. For others, it's seeing that they've really made a difference in someone's life. So what you receive or how it looks like will be very different for different people. Remember, this is very subjective. It's based on the individual, but it's about feeding that part of your life or your soul. So that is how I use the wellness wheel. And so I hope that it was helpful. I will post this copy of the wellness wheel on my website. If you click down in the box below, in the description box, you'll find a link to my website. I post different articles and different helpful information about wellness, about empowerment for girls and women. So please visit my website to get access to the information. I'm also holding different training for women, for girls, on various topics that have to do with wellness and also have to do with empowerment. You could also subscribe to this channel in order to get an alert every time I post a video. I hope to post a video every week at least on different topics. So if there's a topic that you are really interested in and you want me to talk about, please do not hesitate to write it in the comments below. I'll be checking those, and I will try to do a video on the topic. So that's it for today. I look forward to chatting with you next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye-bye.